Hey, it's Jody. Sorry about the bad lighting. I'm trying to do too many things at once, but I felt I have so much to share that I just have to start. And so just for this video, I just want to do this one thing because there's so much going on. And yeah, I'm taking this out of my purse. I carry this with me at all times in my purse. I was raised by civil rights activists. I was born in 1970. My parents, when they were still married, worked to make a white-only pool accessible to the entire community. And I remember seeing posters, like campaign posters of my dad. So I think he ran for like a local, like state Congress type of thing or something. I don't know. I know he ran for something because they were really active in the community back in the 70s. And so that's my upbringing. Like when I was a toddler, when I was first going to school, my parents were civil rights activists. And we actually believed that this country still stood for something. And so I totally understand where everyone is coming from, like what they think they're fighting for on both sides, okay? So let's just start with that. But I was compelled to pull this out of my purse when my father died in 2022, and I was cleaning out his apartment. I found this book in his closet, and it has been in my purse with me since March, like the 12th or something. He died on the 6th, so like by the 13th or 14th, I was in his apartment. So mid-March 2022, this has been with me everywhere I go, at all times, and this is the only thing that I take seriously because I research and I know laws. And we are all created equal as defined by our natural rights, thus no one has rights superior to those of anyone else. This book is a copy of the United States Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States of America. And a lot of people have opinions about who Charlie Kirk was. That's not, I didn't know. Whatever. I knew he was that guy on TV that like a lot of conservatives loved him. And I knew he went to colleges and like in universities and encouraged people to debate. But I didn't, like I know a lot more about him now because I've researched. But I knew that the point when I saw that he was shot in the throat for exercising his free speech, and there's 100 theories, who did it, why they did it, whatever. What happened? Okay, we're going to stick to basic facts. In the United States of America, a man was gunned down in the throat while he was exercising his First Amendment right to free speech. So I was just sitting here today thinking about how I've already had some of my own children disown me. Because I believe Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble. Sorry, I'm crying and it's hard to read. And to petition the government for a redress of grievances. If you don't know your Constitution, whatever country you live in, if you don't know your basic federal law, you need to start at the beginning and you need to know, because we're in a time where it's going to matter. And if you're an American and you don't know the actual Constitution, I suggest you read it. And don't go online, because another reason I'm continuing to carry this in my purse at all times is because the Library of Congress had 2 sections, the parts regarding habeas corpus. Go read it. Go read it. It was missing. They just deleted. Somebody just accidentally deleted 2 paragraphs from the Constitution on the Library of Congress website. And because there's people like me who take this seriously, somebody reads it and checks it all the time. And they caught it within a couple weeks. And it has since, I've been told, that's how I heard the story, that it was put back on the website. But don't trust anything involving electronics, computers, AI. I don't deal with any of that crap. And I don't care. You can tell me I'm old-fashioned. I'm in the Stone Age. I write in cursive. I use a paper calendar. I write logbooks, my date books. Everything is paper and pen, like a human being. I do not rely on computers. They have their place, but I don't count on them to run my life. Anyway, the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to our Constitution, are put in a very specific order for a reason. And if you ever have a question, well, they meant this, and that was in 1776. No. They even thought of that. They said, you know what? People are going to question this. So at the time that the Constitution was being drafted, all of those people that signed everything, and said, like the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, they said, you know what? We are going to publish. And they did at the time. I didn't know this until I was in my 40s, and I met someone who was a diehard constitutionalist like myself. They taught me, there's something called the Federalist Papers. And I have a paperback book somewhere in this house called the Federalist Papers. And what that was is the men who drafted the Constitution at that time wrote long essays and published them in the newspapers of the time, explaining their thought process on every amendment and why this needs to come first, this needs to come second, this needs to be third, this is what matters to keep us free. The entire point of this is to protect the Declaration of Independence. They go hand in hand. When I was a child, I was obsessed with American history. And in 7th grade, we read a book called My Brother Sam is Dead. And I'm actually, it's a novel. It's a historical novel for 7th graders. For like 5th through 8th grade, I think I read. And I'm actually going to be buying another copy for myself because I want to read it again, even though I'm 55 years old and it's made for 7th grade, because it left such an impact on me at the time. It's about how war came to this country, this land, and every family had to choose a side. And then the same thing with my obsession with the Civil War. War came to this land, and the citizens had to make a choice of which side to be on, and it tore families apart. And even though I don't follow Charlie Kirk, I don't even know, like, whatever, but an American citizen was assassinated in the jugular while he was speaking, using his throat chakra, using his voice. And that's not okay with anyone who understands this right here. And that's all I tried to say to my child. And they said, "You're not my mother anymore." And apparently I'm a Nazi for believing this. For actually imagining that there could still be one country in the free world that believes in its principles. Well, I got news for you. I ain't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I will still be here. I will still be here when my kids need money and they come back to me after not speaking to me for a while. Yeah, eventually they'll need money and they'll call me again. I ain't worried about it. When you need something, you'll be back. Whatever. Every mother knows that. But that's another video. I'm an American. But even more important than that, I'm a citizen of humanity. I'm a human being. I was born with rights. People 300 years ago knew, 250, whatever, knew that. and made sure that this, at least this country, was founded on that idea. I am allowed to say whatever I want, and I will. And I don't care if I get deleted from every platform. I will walk with my bare feet and my walking stick until my feet bleed to spread the word that you are born a free, sovereign human being, period. And I might hate what you do, but you are still allowed to be over there doing it. Whatever. We'll sit down and we'll figure it out. As soon as you calm down and quit burning everything down and you're ready to sit down at the table with the people who, that's one other thing I'd like to point out that has made a huge impression on me. There are people who get upset and riot and burn and break windows and tear down their own home. And then there's people that get upset that someone died and know that it meant something. And they're outside with candles singing hymns. What a difference. Gee, I wonder who I'm going to respect more. That's just basic common sense. That has nothing to do with being left or right. That's basic common sense. But anyway, that's another video for another time. Know your Constitution. Read it. And if you are not clear what they were trying to make it stand for, and you want to manipulate no. They gave you an answer. It's called the Federalist Papers. There you go.